Thanks for clicking on the video and welcome to the ultimate garage renovation. Starting this job off, we're hooking into Demolition and getting the materials delivered, ready to go. In the demolition phase, you want to start by removing any fixtures, fittings and trims first. Then move on to taking all of the sheets off, exposing the frame. This will allow you to have an inspection before removing any structural elements. Let us know in the comments if you know what I've just marked, taped and painted on the floor and what I'm going to be using it for later. Make sure you're wearing all your PPE when doing any work, as there are no OEM replacement parts for your body. Nikki and I have just stripped all the sheets off the ceiling. Now we have the fun task of removing 1,000 nails from all the joists. I've said it before and I'll say it again, a clean site is a good site. The Sparky's just stopped by, so we're walking him through our build to show him our vision, letting him know where all our electrical points will have to go in the future. He'll be back later once we finish the framing, which will allow him to complete the rough-in. Here I'm marking the bathroom layout to show me where the shower waste will be located before cutting the concrete. Let us know if you've made it this far in the video by smacking that like button. It goes on to help us make more content like this in the future.
Well, that was a bit of a mission. That concrete is very hard. It's been sitting around for a couple of years. The longer it sits, the harder it gets. Really should have gloves for this. Don't want to get these precious hands dirty. Straight into skip. Glad I masked up. I had water on, so I wasn't worried about dust. I was definitely worried about fumes being indoors. Yeah, it was bad. Even my eyeballs were stinging. How you going, Scoobs? You right now, mate? It was very noisy before. Anyways, in case you haven't gathered, there's a shower going there. This is going to be a bathroom. Toilet there, building that wall out off the brickwork. But yeah, it's going to be the shower. Currently we don't have enough fall. That pipe we were going to use, but it's not the right size. So we're digging a new trench all the way out to there, and we're actually going to put a trench underneath there and connect into the existing ORG, and the basin's going to go through the brickwork. The toilet upstairs is actually going to go over as hard to the wall as possible, and then go down and then go straight through the brickwork again and then reconnect into the pipe down there. The whole thing's actually got to get moved over on the outside because I want to put a window there. Look out, Scoobs. And that pipe there is in the way of the window. So yeah, we're going to offset that, move that out of the way of the window. Pick up the toilet upstairs, pick up the toilet that's already there, and allow some light because it's got a window. I mean, it's got a sheet over it too, but it's currently not letting enough light in. Anyways, it doesn't look like I've got deep enough through here, which is a damn shame. So I'm gonna have to jackhammer that out. Let's see if this one will move at all. I'm not too optimistic. Ooh. That looks like we're getting something. Yes. All right, it's gonna come out. Thanks, Jack. Well done. Alright, so got off to a bit of a later start this morning. The girls last night went and saw Pink and I was up till about 1 AM in the morning driving them home, but here I am. Actually, well, I didn't forget, I ran out of battery, so I didn't get this yesterday, which is just this wall. I just finished framing out this wall here. I've still got to cut the bottom plates flush and the top plates flush with this beam here. I'm not sure you can actually see through the camera here, but I'm actually going to have to build out some of this wall. Probably going to pack it out maybe like 35mm the whole way along, just so the wall lines up perfectly, because as you can see from the old framing, I mean, that's sticking out a very long way. What is that? 15mm. So yeah, so if I pack out the whole thing, it should all sit nice and perfect. And then yeah. Anyways, today I'm going to continue framing. I also marked out my square lines, so this blue and pink line here is parallel with the front wall along there, which I've checked and it's all straight. But yeah, we're going to pack out that wall so it's in line with the brickwork. Pack out that wall there so it's in line with that brickwork, so when we do the cladding or the plaster on the walls, it's going to line up nice and flush and just look like one seamless wall. We'll extend the reveals on the windows to come out, look like they're always that way, to line up with the new wall. This middle area here is going to be a niche for like a TV wall, and then yeah, we'll just continue this wall along here, probably step it in here. So this room here is going to be the bedroom in these two bays, but this wall on the inside of the room will be flush the whole way along, but on the outside it'll be like a little bit of a, it'll look like a feature sort of niche that sort of highlights the doors, because they're going to be French doors, so they'll open on the outside. Anyway, so you'll come in here, probably be a bed here, this will all be blocked off wall here, and there'll be a walk-through robe here into the bathroom, and that ceiling will get built down pack out that wall. We've got to pack out this wall here to hide these surfaces. We just got to repair a couple of things up here and over there to line them up. There'll be a window. That window over there will get extended. That's pretty much about it. But yeah, so we did that parallel line there, and then I got this, don't know if you can see this chalk line here, and that resembles our square line. So these are our two reference lines to make sure that everything that we were building are square and parallel with each other the whole way through. That's obviously important because that way when we do tiling, sheeting, everything is gonna line up and be a lot easier to work with.
Getting set up and ready for framing now, and we're going to start by installing the ceiling nogs, which is what our wall's top plate will tie into.
Might be time for Big Bertha. Yeah, there's only one reason I bought this gun, and that is because it'll punch through hardwood. Okay, so I just had to go shoot over and grab my laser. What I'm trying to do here is get a height for the ceiling because I've got to customize this cavity sliding door to suit the height. And I don't want it to be higher than the ceiling in here. So plasterboard is going to sit here. So I've got to bring the door head down but allow for the track as well at the same time. So if I could just find some steel to magnet this to. That's ceiling frame height. Right, that's the cavity door jamb.
Because of the drop ceiling in the wardrobe, I've had to customize the height of the cavity slider kit prior to install. As I mentioned earlier, we're framing out this wall to create a seamless finish by packing it out flush with the bricks on the right. Whenever a wall is parallel with your ceiling joist, make sure you nog in between to tie the wall in. Unfortunately, in this scenario, you can't build the wall and then stand it into place. You have to do the top plate, then the bottom plate, and then measure every stud individually as they'll all be different. While the plumber is roughing in the water feeds, I'm going to crack on and get the back of this TV wall framed in.
Alright, so just set the laser up. I've got some stuff to do to this wall here, but I'll tell you more about that after I just show you what we did yesterday. So the plumber came, he did his thing, I framed up around there for him, got the window framed in as well. It doesn't look the best, but it's definitely solid as, but I mean that's all we could work with given the situation. There's a toilet upstairs there, it's pre-existing. All we did was offset it. I didn't want to squeeze this room in any more than we had to, so essentially it's just going to be a tiny little bulkhead here. It's just obviously, you know, just making that pipe disappear in the wall, but we'll tidy it up once the window gets installed and we put the jambs on and the architraves. It'll look nice, and then the mirror will probably sit pretty well hard up to this where the vanity's going. But yeah, she's a bit wet, got it all framed up. That timber is sitting there for in preparation when I remove this brickwork. We can extend this framing out a touch just to make it easier to install the like this, make a nice flat surface and a bit easier to install the window and the reveals for it. I run a laser height all the way along and got this beam framed out. It's the same thickness as this post. I'm just going to install two little studs on each side. But yeah, I think that's all I did off camera. All the rough-ins have been done for the electrical and the plumbing. The waste has been prepped there. We just gotta wait for him to tap it in for the existing system, and then we can concrete it in. But yeah, I'm just gonna cut the bottom sill of that doorway out, and then this here. So I've run the laser because the wall is all over the shop. This is our reference line from the front of the building. So this is our perfectly parallel. I use this line to reference a perfectly square line off that way and this way for this wall, and those walls running in that direction. If we measure this wall as is, which I had to put it where it is to not necessarily support this beam, but to hide it inside the wall so the plasterboard will run up there. This ceiling dropped down so it wasn't too bad. We dropped this ceiling down for all the upstairs plumbing to be hidden, and this is only like a wardrobe anyway. It's a little bit of storage. It's not an issue. Plasterboard's just gonna run right into that gap there, and then that essentially just be the finish, and then we'll just have trim down both sides. I went through and checked all the flooring, and it looks really bad when it comes to levels, but it's actually not that bad at all, really. It's all less than 20 mil in discrepancies like over the whole place, so it can all actually get floor leveled, and then whatever type of flooring that they choose to put over it. We're not doing the flooring, we're pretty much doing everything else bar the flooring. But yeah, like we'll have paint, the kitchen cabinetry, laundry cabinetry, bathroom, tiles, doors, trims, everything will be done. Plastering, the only thing that they'll have to walk into. We're even going to do 2 new doors here. So anyways, this wall, you can see the lasers there. So if we go off this reference line here, I think I went off on a bit of a tangent there, didn't I? Go off this reference here. So if I go to that little hob at the bottom, just say we take any discrepancies out of that, it's 1760 to the line we got at this end. Say in the middle, nearly 1800. So that's nearly 40 mil, and that's 1800. So the new wall's fairly consistent. Obviously I went parallel when I built that wall. So we just need to pack this out, that 40 mil. But then when we get to here, it's gonna have to fade off basically. And it's purely just because of this hob down here. I'm not sure if you can see it, it sticks out further than the framing. The wall's actually square. It's just the hob that's all over the shop. As you can see, the builder who did it way back in the day has, you know, hung it over on that side just to get it square. But I guess the other thing we have to do here too is I have to catch the plaster on this one. So I need to put a couple blocks here. I need to do a fake stud on this side that brings this flush, so when we do the sheeting there, it goes past that hob, and I need to do that pretty much all of them by the looks of it. And this one we just need to put blocks on here just to line up with this plaster sheeting essentially. There will be cabinetry here anyway.
As we go ahead and rip these battens to pack out the wall, why don't you hit that completely free subscribe button? That way you can catch more content like this in the future. As you can see, I'm packing and planing these battens to ensure that it's perfectly lined up with the laser.
All right, we got a break in the rain. So we got a break in the rain and Nikki's come to help. Move all these sheets inside so we can do the plasterboard tomorrow, eh? Muscles McGee does 2 sheets at once.
We interrupt this program to bring you an important announcement.
But yeah, started raining and she ditched me. No, I'm just kidding. We got them all in. She just had to shoot off and go grab Ariana. But Nikki did a good job. I don't know how many trips that was, but that was however many trips too many. But they're all inside, so we can start shooting in here tomorrow now. And I'm just bringing in the villa board from outside through there. So I'm gonna keep on doing that. Wish me luck.
I have to say a huge thank you if you've made it this far into the video. All your love and support is greatly appreciated, and we hope you hang around to see the full transformation of this ultimate garage renovation.